The Real McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he may take Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
Thank you. You comfortable? Yeah, thank you. Well, it sure was really nice of you to invite me to have lunch at your place of business, Cousin Carl.
Well, it sure pleasures us to have you, Cousin Amos.
Try one of these, Cousin Amos. Thank you, Cousin Jed. My specialty, liverwurst. Liverwurst? Uh-huh. Myrene Forndish. Billy Amanda put in a 7-minute egg for you, Cousin Amos. Well, now you just thank Billy Amanda from the bottom of my heart, would you, Cousin Edgy?
Howdy, boys.
Hi, Cousin Mort. Cousin Mort. Meet up with Cousin Amos.
I heard you's in town. Howdy, cousin.
Howdy, Cousin? Why, sure. This is Cousin Mort McCoy Tolliver. His mother was married to Warren Tolliver on your second cousin Jesse McCoy's side. Well, I do declare. It does seem like I hear them talking about you. You're the tall, thin one, ain't you?
So they tell me. Well, been nice meeting you, Cousin Amos. I got to run. I told Cousin Floyd I'd meet him over at the boiler at lunch. See you now.
Don't take no round-cornered boxes. Well, it's kind of an industry joke. Well, more power to you. Well, now, see, there's Cousin Floyd and Cousin Mort there. That's 2. And then you 3 McCoys. There's 5 of you all working at this place, huh?
5? It's more like 105.
Nearly every one of the employees here has McCoy blood in him. And they all left the soil, huh? Pretty near everyone.
Attention, please. Your attention, please.
All right. What was that? Oh, that was just our loudspeaker system. Almost hit my own finger.
T.J. Leland speaking. Here are this week's production curves.
Meaning how the factory's doing. Oh.
Small boxes showing an increase of 3% over last week. My hat off to you boys in small box.
Cousin Will Johnson McCoy turns out small box.
Oh, yeah?
Waterproof bags. Your production has fallen off 2%. I'm sure it's due to those minor accidents in testing. Those floors are slippery when they wet. So let's get in there and stay on our feet, waterproof bags. Now then, I want the following men to report to my office immediately.
Oh, some poor devils are in for it now. You should see the way some of the people around here jump up and hop around every time he barks. Yeah.
Jed McCoy, Carl McCoy, Ed McCoy.
Bye-bye, boys. Don't take no round-cornered boxes.
There we are, boys. Our new plant. Undoubtedly the queen of the paper box plants throughout the North American continent.
Yes, beautiful, Mr. Leland.
Oh, she's a doozy. Beats anything I ever saw.
Gentlemen, we figure to increase production 30% within the first year. You 3 are in line for key spots. You, Carl, gluing supervisor. You, Edgar, superintendent of waterproof bags. And you, Jed, top man in small boxes.
Oh, gosh, Mr. Leland.
Holy Toledo.
Well, now, when do we start putting her up, TJ?
Just as soon as we clear up one minor problem. Right here. Pokebury Avenue, Cottonmouth Street, and the river.
You're absolutely right, TJ.
And now, gentlemen, what is right here?
Granny's house.
Yeah, Granny's house.
You hit the nail right on the head. To put it succinctly, I want to buy that property.
Well, that ought to be easy. Don't see no problem there.
Oh, it belongs to us. We'll sell it to you.
Well, Granny can move in with any one of us.
Then you foresee no problem. We can get right on with it, hmm?
Don't foresee a thing, TJ.
Good. Done and done. Now, if you excuse me, I'll just get the papers from Miss Becker. Hey, how about that? Me, gluing supervisor. That's more than I ever dreamed of.
Tough man in small boxes. I always had a feeling for them babies. You fellas think I'll be able to handle superintendent waterproof bags? Oh, now, Edgar, what kind of decisions you gonna have to make anyway? Either they leak or they don't.
Well, we can just sign the paper right now and just get it over with.
Well, wait a minute. It ain't gonna be that easy. 4 of us control Granny's property, remember. Us 3 and Amos. Huh?
Oh, I knew it. I had a feeling in my bones things was going too slick.
Well, Amos will sign, won't he? Well, I don't know. He never was one to cooperate easy. Amos will say no when you say yes, just for the thrill of it.
Well, we'll just have to handle him right. You know, butter him up a little, soft soap him.
I'll tell him he's nice. I think maybe you better let Carl and me handle Amos. Well, if you think it's best.
Here we are, boys. Just sign on the dotted line.
Well, TJ, we do have one small problem. It's our cousin Amos visiting us from California.
Yes, sir. You see...
I'll handle that, Carl. You see, he owns the property with us, so he's going to have to sign, too.
Yes, what it is...
I said I'll handle it, Carl. He might be just a little difficult, but I believe we can settle him. It's the right thing.
Oh, I'm sure you can. After all, why would a man want to cut off the futures of his blood relations?
Well, he wouldn't know. I mean, he wouldn't.
Good. Then, you'll bring this back signed, won't you?
Well, we'll try.
A try won't be good enough.
Jed will handle it, Mr. Leland.
Howdy, Amos. Howdy, Luke. What are you doing, playing checkers?
Oh, checkers.
Well, now, don't let us interrupt you. You go right ahead with the game.
It's your move, Grandpa.
Oh, nice move, Amos. Oh,
nice.
Hey, you got him now.
Well, now, even the champ has to lose now and again.
Jed, I see you wearing your try-to-please face. What is it you wanted?
Well, it's just a little matter of a family business game that calls for your signature, Amos. So if you'll just affix your X right here, you can get on back to your game.
Wait a minute now, wait a minute. I see signature on there. Who's that?
All right, that's mine.
And that's mine there.
There's X there, just like mine.
That's Edgar's.
Nice hand.
Well, you can see we've all signed it, so you know it's all right. It's just a little parcel of property we're selling to the factory. So just make your mark there, Amos.
Now, wait a minute. Here, look, read it. What does it say? What piece of property is it?
Well, it's just a little piece of property been in the family for years.
There's some money they're willing to pay.
Oh, top dollar.
Oh, you know it.
Oh, for the sale of the old house where Granny lives.
What? Well, now, we'll arrange for Granny to live with one of us. She'll be perfectly comfortable.
Well, now, how does Granny feel about
No
this?
need to worry, Granny, about money matters. Don't worry about it. We're going to take care of her fine.
Now, look, Granny's got the most important say in this deal, and I ain't fixing no X on no paper until I talk with Granny.
Now, Amos, now, don't give us no trouble on this. Now, Mr. Leland's our boss, and we promised him that we'd sign.
Well, I don't work for him, and I ain't going to put my X on no paper until I talk with Granny.
Well, Amos, he'll talk to Granny, and then he'll come back and he'll sign it. There's nothing to worry about. Is there, Luke?
Well, one thing you can always be sure with Grandpa.
What's that?
You can never be sure with Grandpa.
Sounds like you two's having a nice time.
Well, it is just fine. Well, come for a little visit?
Well, yes, sort of. Just want to ask you about a few things.
Granny was just telling me about all the stray animals you used to bring home. And about the still blowing up. And the day Luke was born. And the day you was born, too, Grandpa. Look at him blush. sure had a wonderful life.
Oh, yes, we did.
I guess you had just about everything the body could want.
Just about. Only there was one thing we wanted that we never got.
Oh?
Over yonder there, that hill. Grandpa's knoll. You know, Charlie and me used to dream about building us a little place up there.
Well, I know that hill. It's a mighty nice view of the valley from there, too.
We never got it. You know, some evenings I just like to come out here and sit, look at our hill, kind of dream. Sometimes I can almost see Charlie standing on top of that hill, waving that old red checkered bandana, just like he used to, telling me that he's got a nice fat rabbit for our supper. Well, Sonny, you said you had something to ask me. Now, what is it?
Oh, nothing. Nothing at all. I done get the answer myself. You got to sign it, Amos. You just got it. Our whole lives will be ruined.
You're chopping our careers into willow stumps.
Well, the way it looks to me,
Luke's right. You're making a hullabaloo over nothing. Your thinking just don't make sense, Amos. Granny'd be a lot happier living with one of us.
Of course she would.
I think we ought to go and have a talk with her.
Now, you hold on. You mention one word of this to that little sweetheart, and I'll never sign it.
well, I think Granny...
The boy's right. Granny'd sacrifice anything for your happiness. But this is one thing I ain't going to leave her do.
How am I going to look Mr. Leland in the eye? He's looking for us to bring that paper in all X'd on the dotted line.
Well, shucks, Uncle Jed.
Well, go ahead, Luke. You're one of the family. Speak up.
Well, I was just about to say that you done the best you could. Mr. Leland can't fire you for that.
Right. You're leaving them fearbuds of yours and get all inflamed over nothing.
Oh, Amos, you and your fancy California talk. We're going to get canned.
Now, look, you're trying to make me think that this Mr. Leland is a regular Simon LeGreen or something. I know that if I was to go and have a talk and be right understand about the whole thing.
No, don't do that.
I don't think you should, Amos.
Luke's right.
I didn't say anything, Grandpa.
I heard you. It's my recollection, and Luke's too, that the bigger a man is, the nicer he is. You just got to know how to talk to him. As the sun sets, the whole valley lights up with an orange glow. And Grandma, in her mind's eye, sees a figure atop of that hill. It's Charlie, waving his checkered red bandana. Coming home with a rabbit for supper. Now, that's a picture painting that warms your heart, don't it?
That's very nice. Terribly interesting.
Now, you wouldn't want to take away a little old lady's dream this late in her life, now, would you?
Do you realize that you're refusing to agree to the sale of this property is impeding progress?
Well, Granny loves that house by the hill, and she wants to live there the rest of her life. Progress or no progress?
So you won't change your mind, eh?
Nope.
Mr. McCoy, you are well aware that 3 of your close relatives are employed here?
Yes, sir. Fine, smart, wholesome boys, every one of them.
You're quite right, Mr. McCoy. And it's a pity. But it would be impossible for us to carry on a working relationship with members of a family who have impeded the progress of the Simon Paper Box Incorporated.
Are you trying to say they should fire Jed and Carl and Edgy? Well, go ahead. I'd like to see you try. Why, you ain't got the gall.
We've been fired.
Edgar, too? Mm-hmm. He just wandered off someplace, sick to his heart.
And it's all your fault, Amos McCoy. Yeah, I'm sorry it turned out that way, but it really ain't so bad. Because you never was meant to glue cardboard together. McCoys is people of the soil. They always has been and always will be. So you all can go back to farming.
Farming?
You mean go back to plowing dirt and picking beans and slopping hogs like scrubby homesteaders, huh?
No offense, Amos.
Go back to dirty overalls and funny cartoon hats and busted fingernails?
No offense, Amos.
It's too late for that, Amos. Don't you understand?
I never thought I'd see McCoys a crying and a squealing like this.
Why, you all ought to be ashamed of yourselves.
Yes, sir, you should. Where would the United States of America be without the farmers? Without the land they plow and the beans they pick and the corn and the pigs and all the rest of it? You ought to be proud that you was once a part of it.
Why, sure, farming's fine. For you. Of course, you ain't never known anything better. But we are different. We've been exposed to the finer things alive.
Linoleum becomes a habit.
So does a car that runs every time you mash down on the starter.
I had enough. I ain't gonna do it. I ain't gonna ruin Granny's remaining years for the sake of your goddamn shiny linoleum, your fingernails.
Nobody's ruining nothing.
Granny!
Come on in, Granny. We were just having a family talk about...
I know what you were talking about.
What?
Edgar come and told me. He's been sobbing his heart out for an hour on my best apron.
Why, you skinny ninny...
No, don't do that, Amos. Come back in here, boy. Come on. Nobody's gonna cuff you while Grandma's here. Now, Sonny, I know what you've been trying to do, and it's just the sweetest thought ever. But you know I could never be happy if the rest of my family was making themselves miserable.
But, Granny...
Now, no back talk from you. I want you to go down to Mr. Leland and sign that paper.
Oh,
Are you going to do what I tell you, or am I going to whop you? I'm still strong enough to take a birch branch to you. Why, Sonny, it's the best thing.
But, Granny, you're going to miss seeing Charlie coming over the hill, waving his checkered bandana, bringing home that rabbit for supper.
You know Charlie couldn't hit a rabbit at 2 feet. Not if his life depended on it.
Well, you might as well go in and get it over with.
Yeah, I sure hate to do it. Look at them. All her kinfolk are sitting there, as innocent as babes, eating the liverwurst sandwiches. I wonder what they'd think if they knowed what was happening to Granny. Why, she...
Attention, please.
Here's that windbag on the radio again.
T.J. Leland speaking. I'm ashamed to report that shipping efficiency has decreased 6% during the past week. That is all. Enjoy your lunch.
Enjoy your lunch. How can a boy eat with that electric blabbing going on?
You can hear that thing for miles.
Yeah, but he thinks he's the voice. What's that you said, Luke?
I said you can probably hear that electric hollering for miles.
That's what I thought you said.
You wait.
What's that, Luke?
Please don't do anything else to help the family.
Now, if you'll just sign where indicated.
All righty. Say, I heard you on the radio driving over here. You got a real nice voice for public speaking.
Well, thank you very much. But that isn't a radio. I communicate with the personnel through the intercom.
Oh, do tell.
Yes, now if you'll just please sign that.
What's an intercom?
Well, it's this instrument here. You see, I turn this switch. My voice is amplified several hundred times throughout the plant. Little idea of my own. Now, if you wouldn't mind signing the paper.
Oh, sure thing. Now then. Look what I've done. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Well, that's all right, Mr. McCoy.
I'll wipe it up with this. It spreads like butter.
That's all right. Don't worry about that copy. I have another.
Well, you go outside and get it, and I'll wait right here, pen at the ready.
I've got one right here in my desk. Here we are. Now, if you'll just sign the paper.
Okay, Mr. Leland. You got me. Here I am, Amos McCoy. With my back to the wall. You got me right where you want me, ain't you, Mr.
Stop that packing. We're not going to go all over that again. Just sign the paper.
And if I don't, you're still going to fire Jed and Carl and Eddie McCoy?
I think I made that sufficiently clear.
On the other hand, if I do sign it, it means that dear 100-year-old Granny McCoy, who all of us McCoys hold dear to our hearts, is going to be put out of the house.
Oh, come on. Don't let's argue again. Just sign.
All right, go ahead. Hit me, Mr. Leland. And if the red-blooded McCoys that's working in this here plant know what is going on, they'll just raise holy men. Do you hear me?
Mr. Leland, your speaker is on. They can hear everything you're saying.
What? You! That's me, all right.
They're walking out. Every man in the plant. Men, this is T.J. Leland speaking. Now you settle down and come to your senses. I'll count to 3, and I want every man jack of you to return to your departments. 1, 2, 3. They're not coming back.
Would you like to try 4, 5, and 6?
Grandma, I'm so happy for you. Just think how nice it'll be when Mr. Leland moves your whole house up on top of Grandpa's knoll.
A view of the whole of Smoky Corners.
Well, I just can't believe it's true.
Grandpa, you don't think anything could go wrong, do you?
I know. I told Mr. Leland we was going back to California tomorrow. And he has up to sundown tonight to sign the deal, elsewise nobody goes back to work.
Heavens.
What's the matter, Granny?
Why, it's Charlie. Up on that hill on Grandpa's knoll. He's a-waving that old red checkered bandana.
It is. Look at there. It's him. Oh, that ain't Charlie. That's Mr. Leland. He's a-waving the deed to your property, Granny.